right, so on this episode, we talked about the Texas swing coming through Texas from Waco to USW DGC, the Open in Austin, and even Texas State Finals. We talked about a little bit of amateur etiquette as you're cleaning up your putts. Shout out Lee Fleming for being the most direct disc golfer out there and amateur tours. We also did a quick draft inside the studio here so we can figure out who's going to be following along on the MPO and FPO circuits. And quick shout out to Scott Stokely making his pro return at 50. All that and more on this episode of Barely Stable. Welcome to Barely Stable, an intermediate level podcast. Hosted by Daniel Freeberg and Nick Barr. Produced by Daniel Rigdon, studio engineer Trevor Williamson. A cool disc golf podcast for intermediate players. This is the Barely Stable Podcast.
Live from beautiful Austin, Texas, this is the Barely Stable Podcast. We're ready to BS. Here are your Barely Stable hosts, Daniel Freeberg and Nick Barr.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Barely Stable Podcast. With me, as always, Daniel Freeberg.
What's up, guys? I'm really excited to be here. I just noticed the giant basket that Nick's neighbor put up behind the window, so he didn't throw anything else on our roof.
Yeah, appreciate that, Colleen. And the note on the disc you put back over the fence.
Hey,
sorry for throwing discs on your roof, Colleen.
Want to introduce or remind everybody about the two guys we got in the booth. There's only half as much beautiful beard today, I'm noticing. Looking kind of shorn there, Trevor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah, you didn't even recognize me.
I did not recognize.
Yeah, the tournament on Sunday was like, who? Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
It's the camera that gave it out. Rigdon, you just not going to say anything?
No, I hit record this time, so I did my job.
I remember his first or second episode, Rigdon says, I'm here to press buttons and not press the wrong button. What was it? It was
something, it's about pressing, it's not about pressing the right buttons, it's about not pressing the wrong buttons.
Yeah.
That's true. And you didn't press the wrong button.
Yeah, so I'd say
but
still
I didn't press
100%.
record is an important one. That's the most important one you have to hit.
It helps.
I got it this
Definitely.
time.
I think a warm-up, though, it helps. I mean, how many times have you started a tournament and 3 holes in, you're like, could we start over?
Yes, I'd like to.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I'd say a win.
Got us going. Yeah, we love it.
We do have a very exciting episode this week for you. We're talking about the big Texas swing that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is going to make through here. We got Waco, we got the Open in Austin, we got USW DGC and States. We're going to talk about a little bit about what happened on some amateur tournaments over the weekend, including some cleanup etiquette and what happens when you accidentally let go of your practice throw. We're going to go through and draft some pro players for our annual, pro league here in the studio. And then at the end, we're going to talk about a 50-year-old player making we'll call it a historic comeback in the MPO division.
Splash.
Yes.
Get it.
Yeah. So we'll do all that and more, here coming up on the Barely Stable Podcast. Now, the first thing we're talking about here is the Texas swing. We've got
Swingers.
I guess the first thing coming up is Waco, which is a week away. The Pro Tour's got a week off to kind of prepare, and about 10 days from now, disc golfers will start playing their practice rounds up at the Beast and at Lake Waco. Now, if you're from Texas, you've probably played the Beast on your way through from Dallas, or at least heard of it. It's one of the best local courses you can go and play for free. But Lake Waco, it looks like taco from afar. Sorry. Yeah. Lake Waco is on a ball course, which they're going to set up for the Pro Tour. How do you guys feel about that? It's kind of the same thing they do here in Harvey Pennock, where they take a ball golf course and set it up for disc golf. What do you guys think?
I like to call ball golf Arabian golf now.
Arabian golf?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Or
That's
Middle Eastern golf.
Middle Eastern golf.
Disc golf now, American golf.
American golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like watching American golf on Middle Eastern golf courses because I like to see them bomb it. I like to see them throw really far.
That is cool seeing them throw far. Rigdon, what do you think?
I don't mind it at all. I mean, especially it's really great for spectators. So I like going in person and watching pros play. And the Open at Austin last year, again, it was a ball golf course, but you had 3,000 spectators out there. I was out there the whole weekend, and it was a blast. And I could not have been able to have that experience if it was on a wooded course. They wouldn't have had room for people.
The thing we do miss though with the big Arabian golf courses is that is Arabian wrong? Okay, the ball golf courses. We'll stick to that for now. The thing that we miss is the shaped shots. like I have to hit a lane, have to get it through here, have to curve it to one side or go around some trees.
Absolutely. But I think if you have to have a mix, because the fact of the matter is those wooded courses aren't great for spectating. So if you want to go watch disc golfers play, there's really, in a wooded course, is really a place for 4 or 5 people to see the actual shot as it goes down. Because you have the camera crew, you have the people on the card, you have caddies, you have the scorekeepers. There's a little pod of people to go with every card around the course. Sometimes they don't even get to see the shot that's going off in a wooded course. So you kind of have the trade-off. So to me, it's kind of nice that you have a mix of both. I wish there was... I mean, here locally, I don't mind it being on a ball golf course because it's the best for spectating, and that's what I'm here to do.
I want to see it, yeah.
But courses I'm watching, I do prefer like a nice wooded course where you see a lot of the shot shapes, and they're doing so good at coverage now that you get to see the flight of the disc in a way that, I don't know, is it really inspiring, if we're being honest? Like, it makes you want to go throw those shots, or at least try to throw those shots a little less far, not as far, less distance.
Less.
Noodle arm. What did I say?
I do feel that it does kind of give you like the football effect. You know what I mean? I love going to like a UT game here in town. But a lot of times watching it on TV, I feel like I get to see more.
Oh, you definitely get to watch the game. Yeah,
closely.
absolutely.
So,
and then too, like if you're at the I mean, I don't know if I've actually never been to a UT game, but like if you go to a Michigan game, if you're on the side of the stadium where the sun's beating down on you, it kind of drags on. Like they used to not sell beer in the stadium, so you have to kind of like preload your consumption before you went in. So it was just, it's not the best viewing experience, you know, especially as like a college student.
Sweating out the 14 beers you just
Exactly. Or kegs and eggs we do usually before 12 noon games. Shout out Ann Arbor. If you don't know this, in Ann Arbor on your way to the game, if you just park kind of anywhere you can't park next to the stadium where it's like $100 to park, you're walking through the campus and kids are just making yellow eggs and blue eggs and have free kegs from the night before's parties, and you can just have free eggs and beer on your way into the stadium.
Sounds disgusting.
It's pretty awesome. But anyway, here in Austin, we have at the Harvey Pennant course, we have a pretty interesting kind of mix of wooded and open holes. So I don't know what your experience was last year, but I only went for a day and it was awesome.
Absolutely loved it. I mean, yeah, there were a few complaints about the course, but I thought they actually did a pretty good job of having a nice mix. I mean, there were definitely some interesting shots that you had to see the pros take for sure.
That's what too. It was nice seeing them throw from elevation and also seeing them throw from low up high to elevation. Like that was really interesting. Like you don't get to see that a lot. I think there's a 520-foot par 3 all uphill.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed a little bit last year watching how in the open like that they dealt with the weather.
Ooh, weather and wind, yeah.
It was the first day. It was pretty windy and shitty out there. It was and rainy and cold.
Yeah.
And you know, they still had to play.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see them adjust and figure out how to deal with it.
Absolutely. The other big thing here in Austin is after the week after the Open in Austin, we get to roll right into USW DGC, which we get to watch at one of our favorite local courses, Sprinkle Valley. Yeah. Shout out Mint Discs and Austin Beer Works for creating just a special environment all around. I mean, from the first tee box all the way to 18, it's
a great course.
It's a great course. I bet it's going to look incredible on film. Spectating, I know if you've got an option, definitely get the VIP pass, like get whatever the upper pass is so you can get to all the areas, because that's going to be the way you see all the good shots.
And they got a couple of roads that cut through it that you can
see
absolutely. A lot of horses, a lot of the holes. One of the things I noticed, I was up there yesterday. We're doing Fuego Friday out there this week, but I was up there yesterday trying to get a little practice in, and they have a lot of the sticks packed up, and they're going to run a mulcher through there. Mm-hmm. So I think the course is going to look, like you said, I think it's going to look really
it's going to look gorgeous. Yeah, I think all the ground's going to be, and it's going to weather well, so if they get any rain, all the mulch really helps with the rain, really helps with like the muddy situations. There's really not a lot of mud out there now anyway. It drains pretty well. Yeah. The few things they had, even like there's like a field that's a little above 18 that kind of drains down. They fixed the drainage there. 18's new shape there at the end.
They changed it. It's going to be a par 5.
Yeah.
We don't know. I guess we haven't really verified exactly how it's going to be.
I kind of hope it's up at the top of the steps where it looks like it's going to be.
They've cleared out a space for it.
Yeah, we've heard rumors it might be across the pond. We're not exactly sure, but either way, 18 is going to play as an epic hole.
And I asked the question yesterday.
What was that?
I'm buzzing. But I asked the question yesterday because like, why would they put this big out of bounds? Because on 18, it's a very long hole. They have a new tee pad for it.
Did they move the tee pad off to the right?
Yes.
So that's going to be the permanent place where you tee off from?
And so the tee pad's off to the right. They have a long, short, and a drop zone. But it's we measured it out. It was 235 feet from the tee box, the back tee box, just to the landing zone. So they got to throw, 240 just to get in bounds. And then it's out of bounds on the right. And then the out of bounds on the right kind of curves in and goes around. And they got some walls and like some art stuff in there.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to get to the left to stay in bounds. And then you're going to have to go over a ravine. But I was asking, I was out there with our buddy Ryan Wagner, and I was like, why would they make this hole so much more difficult? And he's like, well, that's so when they get to the end, there's some drama. And so when you get to hole 18 and somebody's, one shot back or two shots back.
Yeah.
Or I think the way he addressed it was like, well, when Kristen Tatar's here and she's 4 down from the group, she's still going to have to play this hole well.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see how the pros do it. I'm excited to be out there. We have an idea for some games out there. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun.
Old Freeberg's going to be buying some buckets.
Yeah, so Sprinkle Valley is looking pretty awesome for USW DGC. Pretty excited to get out there and see. We got some cool things. Like I said, you're buying some buckets.
Freeberg's going to buy some buckets.
Got some buckets we're buying. Have a little surprise coming up for some of the pro players at USW DGC. Might be able to do it at the Open at Austin too. Not sure yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of exciting things coming up. Fingers crossed. But aside from the pro events going on here, every weekend in Austin we have a ton of awesome amateur events, and without question, there's always something interesting that happens.
Always. Now, I did want to mention we forgot last week.
What's that?
You beat us really badly in the NADGT Zanfell tournament. And I know that you don't really like it when we tell you how good you did, but you played really well and you deserved the glasses and you didn't get a chance to.
Guys, I feel like you set me up for that and don't like how it just went down. But thank you. Moving on. Do you want to talk about the last round of disc golf I played?
Yes. No.
Are you sure?
Unless you do.
I mean, I don't think it's worth talking about the good unless you talk about the bad. But I feel like both of them had a similar thing in common. And I think I learned from both tournaments a similar thing. And one, playing with the lead is a different ball game. So approaching shots differently. And then the second thing, which is in the same ball game, is that like understanding your position in general is kind of the thing. Like all I really had to do on the second round Sunday was like play okay. And instead I felt confident, even though I felt my arm tired, I felt tired, like the little thing under here that's like whatever. Like I felt everything kind of like not feeling great and not like, it's whatever. Like you're not always going to feel 100%. It wasn't like a thing, but like instead of just going, okay, what am I capable of right now? Which was probably just throwing forehands and minimum backhand shots. If I just like maybe just knew that, okay, I feel like that's probably the best chance of putting the disc where I want it. Who knows what could have happened. But between round 1 and round 2 on Sunday, I had a 103-point swing on rating. So shot a 913, 915 something round on the first. Was like in 3rd or 4th place, something like that.
Yeah, you're up there.
Felt fine. Didn't feel like I was really like playing super well. Had a sweet throw in that Trevor got to see.
Oh man.
That was pretty sick, right?
That was.
Yes, I got some awesome photos of your action.
I'm so excited about seeing the pictures. I heard about that. The guys were talking about that. Like you left, and we continued talking about that for 20 minutes. Like that was such.
It was a pretty sick shot. And that felt good. And I kept, if it means anything, to that whole second round when things were just nothing was going right, I kept replaying the shot in my head, and I'd go, just stick it out.
Tell us
don't
about the
quit.
throw.
Oh, I was like 285 out. Whoa. I had to kind of like stick my foot in to like touch where the disc was. I had to kind of lean out. And my goal was just to kind of flex it up around and have it someplace in the opening for a putt. And it just caught the wind right, kind of skipped just right. And just,
it was a perfect shot. It was standstill, forehand. Skipped. The skip was like this fluttery, just floaty skip that just kind of just hit
Drop
the basket.
it.
Perfect.
It was. I said it after the round, and I shouldn't have maybe said it. Is that like nothing good could happen the rest of the day, and I would be fine. And literally nothing good did. Nothing good did happen.
About that comment.
Yeah. That was a bad thing to say, right? Yeah. You should not put that in the universe.
To clarify, we played at Benbrook. Hey, Lola.
Yeah, we were out at Benbrook playing a was it a C or B or
It's a C tier.
AM series, which shout out to Mr. Freeberg for actually no, shout out you. You qualified for the Texas AM series.
Yes. Thankfully, Jason and one other person already had, so old Freeberg got to bump up to the bottom.
Making it. That's all that matters. And another shout out to Mr. Cole Clark.
Homeboy
showed up in jeans and work boots and worked everyone over on that course.
He showed up ready to work.
Shout out Cole Clark. Good shooting, bud. That was I got to play him in the first round, and almost a good thing I didn't have to slow up that card on the second round. I was on chase card, and I felt bad for Jason and Tommy that had to play and just watch me throw. I don't even remember how far over I shot, but I remember the rating was like 805. And I was thinking I have a better chance of getting to like 906 and getting that dropped than I do of like shooting enough rounds to get it off the thing. It was pretty bad. But anyway, shout out Freeberg, having a great round. But I guess the weird thing that happened out on that round, and we don't need to call out any players or anything, but like there's a thing that happens in casual rounds. It's very normal, and that's like when discs are in and around circle one. Mm-hmm. It's kind of I don't want to say it's an untold rule that just ready golf is sort of supported, especially if you're on a casual round, just sort of clean up, get moving, yada, yada. But in tournaments, you're typically expected to respect the order of play, which is, the furthest disc away from the basket goes first. How do you feel like that went on your first round?
Well, my first round, that went pretty clean.
I'm so sorry. How did that go on your second round? I apologize.
Second round was a little different. The second round, we had a guy. It was me, and they did small cards for the second round. And I'm glad they did because Benbrook is a huge course, and the old man was setting in pretty hard on that second.
I was exhausted.
Round.
Yeah. I came home and I sat in the bathtub for as long as it stayed warm. I was so tired.
But so we get there, and it's me and Lee Fleming. And Lee Fleming, he's one of those guys where he's there to have a good time, and he's having fun. But we're playing, and the other guy that we were playing with would lay up, or if he was close to the basket, he'd be like, "Hey, let me clean that up," and he would kind of hustle up there and clean it up.
Oh, but he would ask?
He did.
Okay.
A few times, and then
but it was one of those things where he asked as he was doing it, do you mind if I do this as you do it? Correct?
Was it a cleanup that was right around the basket, or is it a cleanup that had sailed?
Well, the first couple times, yes, and that's where it got weird. And me, I was an old man, so I was moving slow anyway. So I was like, "Yeah, get your shit out of the way, then I'll putt." And I wasn't laying up close. I had to make some putts, but it got to the point where he would kind of hustle. I think maybe he was having not a very great round, and he was just trying to get.
What's that like?
And, and he was just trying to get out of there. But he would kind of hustle up to go get to it.
Yeah.
And Lee, I think it bothered him at some point, and he was like, "Hey, man, it's just us, and we don't care. Daniel's way back there anyway. But if you're playing on a lead card, or if you're playing in a bigger tournament, it's not really something that people are going to be cool with."
Yeah.
And then he did a couple where it was still a putt. Me and Lee would be at 20, 25, and he'd be at 15. And he'd be like, "Oh, let me clean it up." And he kind of hustled up there. And by the end, we weren't moving very fast, or at least I wasn't.
Do you think that's a mental thing where he just anxiety maybe a little bit? He wants to go first. He doesn't want to he just wants to play.
I don't think he had any idea he was doing it.
Okay, that's fair.
And then towards the end, I think Lee decided to make it a joke. And so he would try to hustle up, he would lay up and try to beat him to his layup so he could clean his up first.
So what's the real etiquette here? Do you if he was asking and he was going, what's your preference here? Because it feels like if it's a tap in, it's no big deal. But if
it's a putt, well, for me, if nobody's moving or messing with anything once I'm up there trying to make my putt, I don't really care. But I don't know. I don't think that in a bigger tournament or the rules are rules, and I think there's going to be people who don't like it, and so probably it'd be best as a practice just to kind of follow as it should be.
I'm in the same page. I don't think I don't think we do a good job self-regulating some things. I think sometimes we do an overly hawkish job regulating things. At the end of the day, like, we're in an intermediate amateur division of disc golf. And if I'm being honest, I don't really care if he taps in, or even if someone who's ready to putt or ready to throw throws and like I'm a foot further or whatever, like mostly in ready golf thing. But I'm with you that like at some point you just follow the rules. Like there's tons of opportunity to play casual golf and have casual golf rules. This is like, it's kind of like you go to I think the old phrase is like, you go to the temple, you do the ritual. Like, you're deciding to play in a sanctioned round. You're deciding to go play for a rating. Like, you've made decisions. You've paid money to do this. Like, follow the fucking rules.
And I'm more like, if you have a putt that's a clanker or a dinger and it drops and you miss your 20-footer and you just want to put it in and get out.
Oh, like a tap in, like within like a little halo?
Yeah.
That's a different story.
But even if it's off of your drive, I think in that case, like if you park a drive.
Yeah, you don't get to tap in. You wait. Yeah, you wait. You absolutely wait. Yeah, I hate that. If you've got a tap in birdie and you go and tap in the birdie and then make everyone else run their 20, 30, 40 footers, that's some bullshit.
But yeah, it got to where, and I don't think he knew what Lee was doing. But Lee was hustling to beat him, and it was really, I finally noticed it on the last hole, and it was really funny because Lee hustled so hard because he was behind him. He dropped his bag, and he ran up with just his mini. He didn't even remember his putter, so he had to put his mini down to set his drive in, which was parked. And I, of course, did one of those putts where I told myself, is today going to be a +2 or a +3? And then I ran it, and then it rolled away, and it was a +4. So,
Trevor, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask if this guy was like not talking to the car and just walking in front of everyone.
No, he was super friendly. Like he was nice, but it just
didn't understand.
I don't think that it was setting in, and I think he was tired like the rest of us, and I think he just kind of wanted to get out of there ASAP. But he did after the last hole. He bounced. Like he didn't like hang out and like bullshit with us or anything. So. Super fun round overall, though, or fun tournament overall. Guys are out there. Benbrook is a nice course. They've done a lot of work out there, but it's hard, and it was a little windy out there, and it's easy to stack up when you get into trees out there. And it took its pound of flesh. You know, did you guys see this?
Oh, don't.
Want to see? No,
I'm good. Thanks. Yeah. So Benbrook, good stuff. We were also had another thing happen. We're going to talk about some practice throws. Why don't we just move on to the next segment?
Want to do the draft?
Yeah, let's draft some players. So this year we're thinking about, we're all going to draft 3 players that we're going to watch throughout the season. And those players are going to include 1 player from the FPO division, 1 player from the MPO division, and an additional MPO player, but that player must be from the state of Texas. So we're going to have a kind of an interesting lineup, and through the 3 players each, I don't know how we'll exactly do points. I'm assuming we'll just get points based on their finish. So if you finish first, you get the most.
I've never done
top
fantasy
10
golf before, so
we'll figure out exactly the rules.
We're gonna do it through skipbase.com.
Skipbase.com. Shout out, no free shout out.
Should keep track of all of our points for us.
All right, that's pretty cool. So if you wanted to set up your own fantasy league, you can just go to skipbase.com and set up your own fantasy league for free, or do you have to pay money? Or
I think I have to pay like $15.
Oh, so for only $15, you can do a skip-based fantasy league of your own?
Yeah, but
this is almost like a paper.
all your your homies.
So you heard it here first at skipbase.com. I'm just kidding. I was trying to turn into an ad read.
There's a bunch of different things you can sign up for, a bunch of different ways you can.
So there's like 4 different types of leagues, but we're going to do a year-long one, and we're going to do 1 bench player, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right, so how are we going to determine the order of picking the league?
Are we going to do a random number generator, or do we want to... What do you think?
Yeah, I mean we can do random. We could go by PDGA number.
We could do random.
Just
PDGA number. We could do lowest PDGA number goes first.
Boo.
Or last.
Lowest PDGA number goes last.
Okay,
I like
boom.
that.
Okay,
I like
that's
it.
fair.
Okay, snake draft. So if you go last, you go first, second round?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Baylor Steel podcast. Wait, should we like make another one on video or show people how we make it or no?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
We could. I mean, it might be a little clunky to try and do it right now since we didn't
Yeah,
check this out. But I mean, I think it'll flow better if we just mention players. You can put the graphics.
Yeah, that's what I think.
faces
Yeah,
up
in there.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want me to pull up? Okay, the only thing I guess we have to look at the players though, because we got to see who we have to choose from.
Oh, right. So yeah, I mean, I wrote down some options for myself, so I'm ready to go. But you guys probably want to like know.
Yeah, we probably don't need that up on picture-in-picture though. What we could probably do is on the far right side of the ATEM.
Yeah, just hit one.
Yeah, and then we can just keep it on the wide.
Yep, it's on the wide right now. And then that way you guys can scroll through if you want us to scroll through or whatever, so you can see more players. All right, highest number goes first. Who's got the highest PDGA number?
I'm 2-8.
You.
Okay. I'm gonna take Paul Macbeth.
Okay.
Okay, so our first pick of the inaugural draft goes to none only than six-time world champion Paul Macbeth. Great choice out of the gates from Freeberg.
Debatable.
Hoping he makes it 7 and closes in on the champ.
Yeah, I would say interesting pick. We won't judge him right away, but
I'm judging him right away, but it's okay.
He's always judging me though. That's just normal.
So I'm 216, 384. I'm assuming I'm next.
Yeah, I'm 1902.
Yeah, you're so low, and then you're super low, right?
No,
You're
like 133.
Ooh, 133.
You've been playing for a while then.
I wouldn't say a while.
You're pre-COVID though. That's a pre-COVID number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right before COVID.
Right before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so second pick, I'll go with old Vinny. I'll go with Vinny Buckets there, Calvin Heimberg.
All right.
Put the pizza in the oven.
Put the pizza in the oven.
Okay, I'll say great choice to that one.
I can pick any player, correct? I don't have to pick MPO right now.
Oh no, you can just pick any place.
Kristen Tatar.
Ooh,
Smart.
excellent
Very smart.
choice.
Well done.
Excellent choice.
Smart. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Wow.
That was a steal of a pick. I would say even the best pick so far. I almost assumed that was going to be first pick, but I was scared that I wouldn't get Vinny, and Vinny's the only player I really care about and follow. So I had to pick Vinny out of respect.
Fair.
Can I look at the...
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can look at the female players, but
Let's see. There's got to be a way to switch over.
yeah, I'll let you do it.
Oh, go to that PDGA player search top right tab. I bet you can.
Oh, right here.
Oh, see, the reason I didn't
gotcha.
do that is because I don't know if they're all on tour. I don't know if
I'll
all
just
the
do
females-
female by rating, and you should be able to
Yeah,
get a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Any state though.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out PDGA for making it really easy to find players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, let's as we're doing this, we can say a quick shout out to PDGA for successfully making it through their first weekend of coverage with just one little blackout on Saturday. It looked like not bad at all. Kind of missed some of the things from UDisc, but it was cool to be able to open up the app and see what was going on with chess.com. All right, so this looks like females. Ooh, okay. Who you got, Trevor? Are you gonna go female too?
No. Okay. Because Tatar's gonna.
Well, you do get 2 picks in a row, so you get 4th pick and 5th pick.
Yeah.
Okay. I just.
Do you want to? Yeah.
No. I gotta. Okay.
Skip Ace has some interesting ads there.
Okay. Definitely.
Right.
Grub it.
You can drop it.
I would say, man, I'm thinking Ricky or Simon right now,
Ricky's on a heater. Ricky looked like old Ricky this weekend.
dude.
The way he was making some of those putts, the pressure putts,
Yeah.
Incredible.
and the way he was like, oh,
the
man.
fire, the Ricky
Yeah.
fire.
What place did he get?
I think he finished second.
He was second. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going Ricky. We're going.
Good call.
That's a great
pick.
Great pick.
And you get another one.
See, is Simon gonna go off again this year? I don't know. Is he gonna
I
have
don't
2
know.
years in a row? Let me look through this one.
I mean, he was playing pretty good until he had Poison Ivy on his hand this weekend, which his post was pretty funny. Poison Ivy on throwing hand, wouldn't recommend.
Gannon. Didn't even think about him.
That's a good pick.
I'm going Gannon.
On my list.
Okay, so we got two MPO players out of the way in picks 4 and 5. Pretty great picks too. Gannon Burr set to go off this year again. All right, who do you got?
Very easy for me. I'm going for my Texas pick. I'm going Bradley Williams.
Ooh, Bradley Williams for the
Yes.
Texas pick.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
So
did I mess up and not pick a?
Oh no,
pick
you.
first?
No,
You
can.
picked your bench and your MPO.
Okay.
Yeah, smart. Those are two good picks.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll just need a Texas guy and an FPO on your last two.
And you just went who?
I went Bradley Williams. Yeah.
Choice.
Thanks for writing all this down.
yeah,
It makes it
thank
really easy.
I'll sign it up.
Bradley
My turn?
Williams was a great choice too. That's probably the strongest Texas player overall over the past years. But there are a few making moves. I'm going to pick my Texas player for my second picks as well. What's up?
Are we doing a bench player for the FPO
Yeah, so you
as well?
get an MPO bench, and then FPO and an FPO bench. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do 2 MPOs, MPO bench. So we have 3 MPOs total.
Yep.
Well, you'll
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we
'cause
do.
We got the
Just wonder-
Texas MPO.
because you have a
Okay,
Texas MPO as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing, everybody.
What if I do a FPO from Texas is what I was thinking. What if I get my Texas player in FPO?
Oh. I mean, we can do that.
that
I
too
feel
tricky?
like that was not what we had set out originally to do.
Yeah, I'd say let's not do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because
Could we say?
There's one.
I mean,
but not
actually,
required.
if you want to use your
Yeah.
Texas player as an FPO player,
Ooh, but then he has an advantage.
I know.
yeah, he does it. Yeah, I'd say you have to keep it
But
in
that's
FPO.
smart, isn't it?
No, because it's outside of the rules. So it's really just
We
cheating.
hadn't really made the rules. So.
I thought we did. I thought we spent like a whole 10 minutes before the show.
We just
trying
said
to figure
that
out
one
what
of
we're
them had to
doing.
be from
I mean,
Texas.
Nick has the next pick, so really.
Why was it Nick?
Well, let's just decide as a
Oh,
group.
snake draft.
Can,
I'm sorry. I'm
can let's pick as a vote. There's 4 of us, so 3 of us voting.
Originally, I wasn't cool with it, but upon reflection, it's fine. Be cool. Like, it's all good if he wants to do that. I think it makes sense.
How does it
any
score,
player is a
though?
Texas player.
Well,
Does she score against the males, or does she get points against
so
females?
first place is the same as first place. It doesn't. I don't think it matters.
Okay, so your place just counts as points.
Yeah, like
Okay.
first place is the same for MPO, FPO.
I don't care then. Yeah, all right. As long as it's like not like a. I guess so. Like
I think it
if
would be
you're
good,
Ricky and I'm
honestly.
Calvin,
So that way we show the Texas women some love. You know.
absolutely. But if you're Ricky and I'm Calvin, it doesn't matter where we place against each other, right? It's just where you place in the tournament.
Correct.
Oh, then yeah. If anything, that might be a strategic play.
Actually, you get an advantage. I would go back and want to pick like all FPO players if I could, because there's like so many players that are more likely to podium. You know what I mean? Like there's
More
I don't-
left. There's
the
more
com-
left. But at the same, I would argue no. Because
I would argue that too. I'd say it's too much of a crapshoot.
Yeah,
But
it'd be very.
that's what makes it interesting. We'll see how it lands when I get done.
Because I looked at the list and I'm like, there's no like absolutes except for Kristen.
Yeah.
Oh, who picked her?
picked-
Oh, that would have been a great
Look
pick.
at the big brain on Brad.
Okay, your turn, Nick.
All right,
I'm sorry.
so I'll go with my Texas pick as well, and I'm gonna go with old Mason Ford. I think he's gonna push this year, and from the Texas group, I don't know. I feel like Bradley would have been my first pick. Shout out Bradley Williams. Appreciate the help and lesson last year. I don't know. The push, I think, is going to come from Mason. He looked really good in his first outing. He seems like he's playing confident disc golf right now. I don't know.
That's who I had my eye on originally, and I just knew you were going to pick him, or I felt like I knew.
I was you know who I kind of wanted to go Connor, but I feel like Mason is going to have his breakout year. Just something about him seems like he's going to pop. Mint Discs has like more of it's got like a deeper collection for him to pull from now. I feel like he's got more tools in his bag. Also, he just has looked sharp throwing the disc. I don't know. We'll see.
And shout out San Antonio disc golfers. San Antonio disc golf courses are fucking hard.
Not only hard, but they're awesome. Like if you go between Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, and Houston, like I don't know if there's better disc golf courses anywhere. But so next pick, what do you got?
I'm gonna load my FP up right now. I'm gonna get my Texas pick with Holland Hanley.
Ooh, Holland Hand. not even the Texas I thought you were going to pick when you went Texas FPO, but that's a great pick.
Yeah. I'm going to take Han Hanley as my Texas pick, and then I'm going to take Owen Scoggins as my
Ooh, this sneaky little
other one.
devil.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
I feel like you left with the shaggin' wagon and came back with a little scooter and totally redeemed yourself.
I love Owen Scoggins. I had the Owen Scoggins the Leopard 3 that I threw for a while.
Dude, I still have 2 Owen Scoggins Leopard 3 I bag. Shout out Owen Scoggins. You rip.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I wish I could forehand like her.
Me
she's incredible.
too.
So now I need my FPO pick, huh?
Yes, sir. Back to you.
I don't necessarily think there's an obvious FPO pick here, but I have my favorite FPO player, and since I root for her, that's who I'm going to pick. And I think that you stay with your heart. Kat Merch,
Hell yeah,
ringing up.
Let's go.
I think she's
Kat.
the most fun player in the FPO division. She works her ass off, and she rips.
Maybe one of the most fun players in disc golf. Like
Just go Nick Freeberg. Nick.
Oh no, I had a pick, then he had 2
Doing the
picks,
snake.
Okay.
yeah,
and then it goes
so
back,
come
and
to you.
then you'll have 2 picks again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Snake draft.
Beautiful.
So we've all picked how many now? 3?
3. We should
3.
all have.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna pick my MPO player, my non-Texas MPO player. I'm gonna go Simon Lizotte.
Man, that's who I was hoping to snag on my last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Good pick.
I feel like I'm getting very lucky with the picks right
I
now.
don't say lucky. I think I feel like you're Jerry Jones in the 90s over there.
Yeah.
Just sort of like waiting in the weeds, like, I'll grab this huge linebacker from Tennessee. no
Yeah, but
problem.
in 30 years, you'll suck at this game.
I like that.
Yikes. True. Yeah.
Sorry. Jimmy will leave you.
I mean, if I'm a billionaire, that's fine.
Jerry Jones had to make a good decision in like 15 years. No offense.
Micah Parsons. Sorry. Not a football podcast.
Not a football podcast, but fire Mike McCarthy.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. All right. So we got number 4, third pick coming for Trevor now.
Mhm. Third and fourth.
Third and fourth, right? So
You picked Holland, right?
Yep.
Man, she actually was the top earner in Texas last year, out of men and women.
Ooh, wow.
shout out Holland Hanley. That's a great stat.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Great
Crazy.
stat.
She's a baller, man.
Yeah, good choice. Man, I mean, I'm gonna go with Emerson,
Great call.
and then female. Got to pick a female.
So Emerson Keith is your Texas disc golfer.
That's the Texas guy. Yeah,
And
I
then-
think. What is he? Number 2 Texas? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also newly sponsored by Innova, which I'm stoked about. I'm a big Innova guy.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. It's good to see more, like, no problem with like Mint and Lone Star, but it's great to have a little bit more variety coming into Texas with different discs. I'm also a big Innova guy, so that's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see some of those collabs. So who are you gonna go with for your FPO?
Man, I think Missy. Yep,
Missy Guns.
we're going Missy.
Great call. I mean, Katrina Allen, also awesome, fun to watch play. Hokum's always fun to watch play. Missy Gannon was almost my pick too. She was like my first, like, loved watching her on the course, loved watching her, loved the tattooed arm. Like, she just rips. She also seems like a killer, like Mamba mentality, like I don't want to play against her, like type of player. Clearly everyone in FPO would clean us up, but the Kat Merch pick, I think, I don't know. I'm hoping she just has her breakout. She had her first win last year at Jonesboro. Hope she can kind of
Did
push
she
that.
do the oh yeah impression?
That's what got me, I'll be honest with you. The
How
Hulk
can you not
Hogan.
love that? Yeah.
Okay, last pick coming for Mr. Rigdon.
I've got my MPO bench pick. I'm going to pick someone. Speaking of boots, I feel like I have seen this guy play in boots and like cargo pants. Chris Dickerson.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Incredible
Chris Dick.
player, like very unassuming, really quiet player, but he just absolutely shreds. He doesn't always, finish in first, but he's always in the conversation. Just such a solid player.
Yeah, CD. That's he's a gunslinger. He's a fun guy to watch. Very much so. I guess I have just the MPO bench to pick.
I thought I still had my FPO bench to pick, so I thought. That,
So we'll have a.
It goes
Okay,
back one more time. Yeah.
Oh, right. So you'll have 2. We'll go back and finish on.
Yep.
Got it. So FPO bench, I'm going to take. Actually, what am I talking about? I'm just going to take Katrina Allen. Boom.
Dang, nice.
Yeah, that's a great
What am I
pick.
doing?
Yeah, you're already talking about.
I'm going to both.
She's a baller. Yeah.
And then I just hope that you don't pick my MPO bench I'd like in the next 2 picks, and I'm home free.
Is it my turn?
You got 2
Yeah.
picks. I believe you have FPO bench and
I'm
MPO bench to pick.
I have MPO. No, I have my FPO bench. I have MPO and MPO bench. I only have one MPO player right now with Paul.
Yeah. You have MPO bench. Oh, right.
He gets his last 2 right now.
That's but I'm saying he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the FPO.
Can you go back to the list so I can see all the names again?
Which one?
The
yeah,
that one. Well, I think I got to go. Is Matty O still on the board, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Matty O
Roll Tide.
got the glasses.
Is there a cooler dude on tour than Matteo? That's the only. If there's a dude you said like go play around with him, that's the guy.
Yeah, Matty O. And then my bench player, I'm hoping he comes back and does real well. I'm talking Eagle McMahon if he's still on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to have a limited schedule, but I mean, for being a bench player, there are going to be some tournaments where you might want to go ahead and throw him in the mix for sure.
Yeah, he's bouncing back. He's had a bunch of physical issues with his elbow and stuff. But
It's a very political answer you just gave. You could be a bad guy for a president. You'd be very good at it.
It's smart though, because I mean, you don't know, he might pop off and he might be playing in half as many tournaments, but if he's a bench player, you can throw him in that there are going to be some courses where he might perform really well.
That is true. That is especially down the road.
Some other players, but he's going to be with his new sign with MVP, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be expected to play. And I mean, the dude learned how to play left-handed. So
that's so annoying.
You know what I'm saying?
He's so talented. He's so good at throwing a disc.
Like I had Nikki was talking to me because I was talking about him. Like, oh yeah, I'd be like, Eagle McMahon learned to play right-handed because I'm lefty. And she's like, well, why can't you learn to play with it? I was like, my right hand is only good for protecting the good one. I've broken this arm 4 times.
All right, so my last pick, I believe, is my MPO bench, and it's a really easy one. He just won the chess.com Invitational. He throws the disc mile or so.
I'll
take Mr. Anthony Barella.
AB. Shout out AB. Damn, if he was up there, I would have remembered.
AB, huge. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched 16, 17, 18. Had a little bit of a break, and then he had to go throw 2 laser shots to kind of close it out, and he just ice cold killer in his veins, threw 2 perfect shots and won the tournament. It was awesome.
So clutch.
Yeah.
All right, who do you got for your last pick there, Rigdon?
Speaking of winners of the last tournament, Evelina Salonen.
Ooh, great call.
Yep.
Well done.
I mean, now that she's figured out her putting, I mean, she's always been
so solid,
incredible with everything except putting. The fact that she could compete and was not a very good putter, but could still really compete. Now that she's got putting figured out, it's going to be incredible.
I feel like she watched that Yuli video where he was like, I just need to throw the disc closer to the basket. I'm going to get better at that because I'm the best C1 putter in the game. So I'm going to try to throw every approach shot into C1 and make money.
Yeah.
That, I feel like she kind of took the same thing because she had plenty of short putts and she had a couple times where she, I don't say broke down, had a couple of misses, whatever, but immediately snapped back. It wasn't like in seasons past where she maybe stall so you can do a switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're so much better at that.
Who was your bench female?
Sarah. Oh no. Katrina
Allen.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I'm just glad you didn't pick mine.
Yeah. You get the last 2 picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the best disc golfer from the Northwest Territories?
Great catching that and moving on, guys.
Oh yeah.
It's we're learning, we're getting better.
Do you maybe have another one teed up?
Really?
Yeah, it's saying low battery, but let me see. Oh, that's weird. It gave
it probably is just
still remember it.
Cycling back on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we should be good now. Okay, yeah, we're full battery. This is fun, guys.
So your last pick was
My last, Evelina Solin.
Evelina's, I mean, now that she's got the little putting monkey off her back, watch out Kristen Tatar, because I think she can throw farther. I think she has maybe more, I don't say more shots in her bag, but I feel like she can throw more shots with power than Kristen can, where Kristen maybe will throw a forehand that's kind of more of a touch shot. She can actually force the disc over.
Yeah.
Watch out, especially when they get to a little bit longer courses. Like, I bet Evelina does great here in Austin.
Oh, I think she is. It's a good thing I have both of those on my team.
Oh,
on
wait,
my
that's
fantasy
right.
Team.
You got Kristen Tatar.
Actually, the problem you're going to have now, though, is
Yeah,
who
which
do
one?
you start? Yeah.
Kristen.
I think the biggest mistake that happened was me forgetting Kristen Tatar and thinking Vinny and just happy that you didn't pick Vinny. What an idiot.
Did I choke by taking Macbeth first? Is that...
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
We'll wait till the picks are in. So we got one last pick, and it's for your MPO bench, right?
FPO bench.
FPO bench. Okay.
All right. So I think I'm going between Valerie and Ella Hansen. Because Ella's pretty consistent, pretty solid. And Valerie's, I mean, I feel like she's just been coming up real hard. So
Now, and I mean, you're getting pushed, like, when you're pushing with someone else, when you and someone else are both striving for something, you can kind of push each other. That's a great partner to have. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's a huge advantage.
Talk about her and Mason.
Yeah, that's,
her and Mason are...
that's a,
Right.
you know what I mean? You have that support, you have that understanding, you have a lot of things that, like, I don't know, that keeps the mental game right. She's, again, another player that just has every shot in the bag. Great pick.
You convinced me.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't pick her yet.
Yeah.
Convinced me.
All right.
Yeah. I think that's Ella, no disrespect to her at all.
No,
But
I mean,
Valerie, hometown hero.
I think that's
Yeah.
where we're a little biased. Yeah, we're a little
Met her a
biased.
few
San Antonio.
times. I actually borrowed her pen that she was using to sign discs once, and
Didn't give it back.
I gave it back, but I took really long to write my name on my disc that I just got with my players pack.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, at Sprinkle. Yeah.
Her and like
That's really funny,
the
yeah.
dude getting an autograph were standing there like, what are you doing? I was like,
I was just
"Shut
trying
up,
to put my
Brian."
name on the back of my putter. That's really funny.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
I'm trying to get this famous person's autograph. You're ruining everything. This is my moment.
But she was so cool because I was just like, anybody got a pen? And she's like, yeah, here.
Yeah, I'm just signing autographs with it. Yeah, casual. So
Do we want to run through the
yeah,
real
let's
quick?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
hear 'em.
So
let's do it.
Freeberg, we got Paul Macbeth, Eagle McMahon, Matty O, and then Holland Henley and Owen Scoggins.
Scoggins. Yep.
Solid.
That's
Stacked, maybe.
maybe. What do you guys really think about that
He's
lineup?
stacked in FPO. I'll say that.
I would say stacked in FPO for sure.
and
I
he
think
might be stacked in MPO too.
It kind of feels like a roll of the dice, right?
I don't
Like,
know though. Paul and Eagle, kind of like a gamble.
they're incredible players, though. Like
Exactly.
that's the thing. I have written Paul Macbeth out before. I've been like, okay, he's peaked, and then he just kind, you know what I mean? It's like, no, he'll just win worlds. Like,
and
he
I
is
am-
so good.
I am all for the
I think
old
he
guy.
wins
He's
one
not even as old
event
as I am.
at least.
What's that?
How many events do you think Paul wins?
Wins this year?
Yep.
0.
0. So yeah, I think he wins
I put
maybe
money.
one.
Yeah.
Maybe one probably.
If he won one, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
But if I had to gamble on something, I would say the gambler's bet is 0.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
There was an era we never would have said
There's an area you would say you didn't think he would place outside the top 5
that. Right.
on any event.
Well, because he actually did that
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a long time.
like 3 years.
So and then we got for Nick, we got Vinny.
Vinny.
Uh,
Just broke his top 5 streak. That he had not finished outside the top 5 since June last year.
It's insane.
Wow.
It's nuts.
that's Calvin Heinberg, for those that don't know. Then we got Mason Ford and Anthony Barilla.
Like, such a great snag with Barella.
And then
AB,
Cat
and
Merch.
He just won.
Cat Merch and Katrina Allen. You got the
Katrina
Cat,
Allen,
Team
yeah.
Cat.
Yeah, Team Cat, which you can say what you want. You can stack them up against anyone in the FPO, like any day's theirs. But I don't think there's any cooler people in the FPO division than those two. So sorry, y'all. Okay, Rigdon, who do you got?
Rigdon, we got who we started with Simon Lazat, and then Bradley Williams, Chris Diggerson, Kristen Tatar, and Evelina Solonen.
Maybe the pick of the draft, snagging her in the 3rd pick. That was very smart.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
How many
First
tournaments?
round.
Kristen.
Yeah,
First
first round.
round.
How many do you think Kristen will win this year?
She'll probably win a lot.
I'm gonna say 5, which is down from last year, but
Yeah.
and that's 5 DGPT events.
But, and I think that one of the people pushing her is Evelina. So, like, if she has an off round and plug and play.
I would have guessed 4 to 6. So 5, I think, is a good guess. I mean, the competition, there's some
Getting a
up
little
and
tired
coming
now. Yeah, yeah.
players that
Yeah.
are just like really hitting their stride.
And there'll probably be somebody we didn't pick that win a bunch, too.
Well, it's kind of the Tiger Woods effect. But let's talk about that in a second. Who do you have on yours?
So I've got Ricky, Gannon, Emerson, Missy, and Val.
That's a solid
team,
5.
too.
I mean, really, no one's got a bad lineup here. They're all pretty rad lineups.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
The Kristen Tatar thing, I think, is having, like, you remember when Tiger Woods came into golf and he was significantly better than everyone, but then everyone sort of caught up because they saw, like, oh, he's a psycho. We all need to get psycho. He's working out. We all need to work out. Oh, he doesn't drink beer in between rounds. Yeah, maybe we don't drink
stop.
beer in between
Yeah.
rounds. And they saw what it took to be a champion.
Yeah.
I think Kristen Tatar is kind of the same thing. She's all business. Like, she practices a different way. She comes at it a different way. She's mentally very strong. I think other players are seeing that and are like, well, we're not messing around. Like, I can do that. I can work hard.
Well, and that's what you want to do as a champion, if you will. Like,
Absolutely.
you look at who's better
Yeah.
and get that good.
Yeah, you don't get bitter, you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't get
absolutely.
better, get better. Love that.
I think the same thing happened with Paul. I mean, happened a few times in a few different sports. I mean, there was a time where you couldn't touch Paul. Then there was a minute where you couldn't touch Ricky. Then there, you know what I mean? There was just people keep picking, and then other people see, oh, he has a great forehand and backhand. I need to have a great forehand and backhand. Now, really, every player that competes in MPO has kind of every shot. You know, like, they're just as comfortable doing a forehand off the box as they are doing a backhand.
You feel like Vinny's the Tiger Woods of right now's disc golf?
Calvin Heimberg?
Yeah.
No. I don't think he's dominant enough yet. He's consistent, and I think that's the thing that.
Consistency wise, yes. Wins wise, no.
Yeah, and it's dominance, not even the winning. It's just like he's not like putting himself 4 strokes ahead of everyone and holding it there, which is what Macbeth felt like he did. Like, he was just always in command.
Yep. You're taking the bet that he's making top 5.
Yeah, that and just bear, like, showing all my hands. He's my favorite player to watch. So, like, I'm happy to root for him, and I'd rather root for someone that you love and lose than root for someone that you pick just for points.
Yeah. Well, I've been a Washington football fan my whole life. So,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking, buddy. I'm just jealous you got that Kristen Tatar pick. That was such a smart.
She's my favorite
Why
FPO player.
Why didn't we? We're idiots.
Yeah.
Great play.
Sweet. Great draft, everybody.
I think that was an awesome draft.
Yeah.
One, I guess, player that no one picked that we could just hit on real quick before we sign off here is there's a 50-year-old man who's been playing disc golf forever. His PGA number, I think it's like 3340.
Yeah.
Like, he's a 4-digit guy. He's 50, I think 3 years old now. 51.
Hold on.
Oh. That's good. We're talking about the one and only Scott Stokely.
Texas native.
Texas native. Disc golf pioneer.
About
55.
It says about 55 years.
About
Maybe he hasn't.
55. Well, the internet says about 55. We'll give you the over-under, call you 53, Scott, because we're not quite sure.
yeah.
Hopefully we can have him in here soon and we can square it up. But what he's doing, and he's documenting the whole thing, he's a 50-year-old guy who just got the fire lit again. He's kind of seeing what other people in MPO are doing to compete, and he wants to compete against them. And you got to kind of take your hat off to
Oh
the
man,
guy.
it's inspirational, especially for me. I'm 44, but I feel like an old 44, and I got some city miles on me.
Yeah.
And it's inspirational to see. He's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to run with these kids. And sometimes that's what I feel like I'm doing with you nerds. So it's a huge inspiration to see.
Yeah, it's really cool to see him. Like, I mean, he could easily go clean up in MP50.
Yeah.
I would say easily. Like, I'm honestly, I don't even know what the competition's like in MP50 Pro, but I'm guessing if he can hang in open, like, he's
definitely
probably going to
hang
do
in
okay. Yeah.
MP50 too.
So I guess the wild card this year that I'm going to be very excited, just kind of watch along and just see how it goes, is Scott Stokely. Like, kind of awesome. Like, I know last year he played in some events just as sort of like a name and face recognition, but he earned his tour card. He is hitting. I mean, I just got a vehicle here in Texas. Like, I know he's going to be through the whole Texas swing.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see him out on the course.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping to have him in the studio too.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen here soon.
Yeah.
The actual Scott Stokely, not some jabroni calling in from God knows where.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that motherfucker doing?
Shout out Ken Climo from X.
Shout out. The free shout out. Ken Climo from X, man. What
That needs a trip.
it's still hilarious to me that people were like, I think that wasn't Ken Climo. We're like, yeah, we know. We figured it out too. Still kind of hilarious that he's it feels like he's still tearing it up out there in the world of X.
He's very busy on that.
Very busy. The whole Scott Stokely thing. Do you think there's a chance that Scott Stokely podiums any tournament this year?
I seriously considered taking him as my Texas pick.
Yeah.
Mostly because, like you said, I just like the guy. I want to root for him.
Yeah, same.
Old Knuckles with his disc golf on there, like that's dope. Like,
I think he's going to make a run. I think he's going to make a push, and it might not even just be like. You ever seen Tin Cup? I feel like Scott Stokely is so primed for a Tin Cup weekend where it all comes together. His body's feeling good. The putt's hitting, the forehand's rocking, and he just puts together 4 days of disc golf. And we're watching him on the lead card battling out with three guys who are just going, what is happening? As he's just draining circle 2 putt after circle 2 putt after circle 2 putt. Like, I maybe could just hoping, maybe I just watched too many movies, but it feels like he could have that moment this year.
Sure. Yeah. I'm certainly going to be cheering for it because I do. Like, it's pretty inspirational. And like I said, he's going to be fun to watch either way, I think.
Absolutely.
So
what do you guys think?
You can't not hope for that. I think that would be awesome to see.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny to think of Scott Stokely as an underdog, but he kind of is doing this. You know what I mean?
100% an underdog. And I hope he's taking that underdog mentality and I don't say running with it, but like using it as fuel. You know how like Nick Saban will somehow convince his team that they're the underdog going into a game?
Yeah.
Like it's like a thing like that.
It's been working for him. So.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And also just to like manage expectations a little bit, if he finishes like top 20, that will be amazing.
Huge.
Like even if he doesn't make lead card, if he finishes top 20, that's going to be an amazing moment.
I guess, so how many people will have their card in MPO? Like 140?
There's a set number. I think it's like 150.
Yeah.
Or 300, something like that. I don't know.
Where do you think he finishes out of 300 if he plays a full season?
I'd like to see him in top 30%. I think that's.
Why don't we do a Price is Right game? And this will be our last little thing. We get to pick where he finishes in what rankings would matter? Like the world rankings, those new world rankings just came out.
We could say world rankings,
Or you could do like the PDGA US Tour rank or...
Trevor will let you be the... you can figure out how we decide this, like where he ends, like what the number is, whatever, like whatever's the most official. We all get to pick a number. We'll go in the same order so that you guys have the advantage this time. We'll pick first, let them pick last. And we'll just say Price is Right rules, closest without going over, or in this case, under. Of where he'll finish in the pack.
All right. Well, I already dropped mine. Top 30%.
So I think we have to pick a number rather than a percentage.
What's the overall number?
So it's like 150, let's say.
If we're doing 150, then I'm going to say top 50.
Top 50? So 50th, we'll say is your number.
We'll say 47th.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, 47. I thought you were going to pick 45 because it's your favorite president.
Oh, gosh. We've made it months without getting into politics.
125 automatically qualify, and then there's others that are awarded because of majors and stuff.
Amazing.
He's the best. There's no one better.
So probably around 150 people.
Gonna throw the disc really far.
All right, so 150.
Beautiful arc.
There's 150 disc golfers that I'm focused. I'll say he finishes 77th. So that's top 50%. So he's over the halfway mark.
But just barely.
But just barely, yeah.
I'm going to be strategic and go with 95, just based on what has been guessed so far.
Why do you hate Scott Stokely so much?
No, I want him to succeed. If you guys had guessed different numbers, if I would have gone first, it would have been a different number.
That's fair.
Fair.
What's do you guys know what Scott Stokely's current rating is?
I'll look it up. It's like
Yeah.
it's like 10, 15, I think.
Yeah, he's over 1,000 rated.
Yeah. Still a baller.
Yeah, he's the only thing I don't say concerned with or things I question is like, can he hold up on very long courses?
He's 10, 17 rated.
10, 17.
Still so.
Okay, so for comparison though, what is Kyle Klein rated? Shout out Scott Stokely for having a very good PDGA photo.
Yeah.
So he was not ranked in the U.S. last year.
Kyle Klein is 1038, which is pretty darn high.
So he's 20 points under the current world champ. Yeah.
Which is a lot. I mean, in that field, that is a lot.
20 points is a lot in anywhere. Somebody's 20 points higher than me. I'm not planning on beating them every single time.
Sure.
Maybe.
Do you is there a list of just the highest rated MPO players?
Yeah.
Did we just say Kyle Klein's the world champ?
I just fucked up. I did just say that, but that's incorrect.
Isaac, he's right there on the page.
That's on the page.
I did this. I'm sorry. I looked down and Kyle
saw
Klein
Kyle Klein.
is here on this,
I mean,
and
he
I have
won the-
ADHD, and
he won
I'm not good at my
USDGC.
brain
Yeah.
putting things together.
He won $100,000 in a month. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Sorry, Kyle. You'll win Worlds soon. I promise. I just looked at your face and said your name. I'm an idiot.
There you go.
Oh, speaking of, hey, what's up, Vinny?
Quit touching
Hey,
him.
Vinny.
Just touching.
Quit
No big
touching
deal.
Vinny.
Is that weird?
No touching video on
All
there.
right, so to like put it in perspective, Vinny is 1052 rated. Paul Macbeth's still 1049 rated, which is a little. I guess him and McMahon being 1049 rated is probably a little. That's not wrong. It's just they haven't played rated rounds in a while, so
As much, yeah.
yeah, that'll probably adjust as they come back in. But it's awesome to see that Matty O is 1047 rated. And man, he's gonna have a year. Who you picked, Matty O?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got a sneaky
I'm
good
psyched
card
about
there. Yeah,
watching him, too. I love watching Matteo.
if Macbeth like gets on the healthy train and Eagle it gets like super competitive, like we could all be in trouble actually. So how far do you have to go down to find Scott Stokely's rating? Like maybe the third page. So right about there. Maybe fourth page.
A lot of 1020s in there, huh?
So like Brody Smith-ish is where he's
He's like sub 1020.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's a lot of players in there.
Well, I was just trying to get some names that like maybe we would recognize that are like kind of in the same world.
Casey White.
Is there any
Aiden Scott,
are there any local
Raven
pros that we
Newsom.
would know that would be
Mason.
about that same rating?
Mason Marchbanks.
Oh, there you go.
He
From
just won
Waxahachie?
the A tier.
Yeah, the big A tier.
in Victoria.
Is there a better name in Texas than Waxahachie?
Oh, man, that's
Waxahachie?
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie?
Waxahachie.
So if he's Mason Marchbanks level or Raven Newsom level, is
Well, that's where he's playing.
ish.
It now. Whoa!
And Mason's 83, number 83.
Shout out to Mason making almost $30,000 in career earnings.
Oh yeah, last year he had
Last year he had a run. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
$12,000 last year. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna say he's gonna be ranked in the top 100. Yeah.
So okay, so we got 100, 97,
95.
95,
Yeah.
77, and
47.
47.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm going to win.
Oh, no. He's going to come in hot. You guys don't even know.
Maybe I should go higher, like 120.
You could do the whole $1 thing. You just say at this point,
101.
you could say 150 or whatever, like however
whatever.
many,
Yeah.
however many players there are.
You could say, what did you say, 95?
I said 95.
Yeah, he could say 96. And just-
Well, it's
Oh, so if I said 77, he has to be ranked higher than 77th, or he won't be ranked higher than 77th.
Oh, I thought you were saying he would be 77th or more.
Let's just say whoever's closest. Whether it's over or under.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Fair.
We figured it out.
No Price is Right rules needed.
We know stuff.
Yeah, Bob Barker.
We're good at picking things.
Price is wrong.
I heard that guy will whoop your ass.
That's what I heard too.
We're just
Not now.
looking at Mason, which makes.
Hey, we're
We're on the form.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Well, okay. So, what did we accomplish today? Today we talked about the Texas swing. We figured out how to be a polite disc golfer with tapping in etiquette.
Tap in etiquette.
We drafted our teams,
Yes.
and we talked about Scott Stokely.
Yep. And we talked about beards.
We
had
did.
some good beard talk.
We did.
Earlier. We lost some of it in the lost files.
We did, and we almost had a little thing to use at the beginning of the episode there until it fell off.
That's going to get cut.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. I just need to know what you're doing, and then I won't screw it up.
Oh, it's my fault.
I'll try not to.
My fault there.
So we had a lot of fun today. Talked about the Texas swing. Big March coming up here in
March.
Texas. Big March.
Big March.
Maybe a little March Madness, if you will. No, that's from basketball. That's
Can we take over March Madness?
March craziness.
I think we
talked
just
about
stick
a little-
to the same branding. It's just this is our March Madness. Yeah.
Hell yeah. A little cleanup etiquette. We had a draft. I think Team Freeberg's going to be pretty strong, especially if my old guys and my hurt guys pull it together. And
What a thing to say.
Paul Macbeth, he didn't mean that. We're sorry.
hey,
And also,
he's still younger than me by a lot.
I think he's younger than me.
He's a healthy young man. He had a little injury. He's just been busy building golf courses and like giving the gift of disc golf to players all over the world.
Yeah. Leading by example as a.
He's been like the biggest ambassador of disc golf
in the history of ever.
maybe ever.
Yeah,
He's done a lot.
maybe.
So I mean, I think it's a good pick no matter what. And two, like, can anyone beat Eagle McMahon when Eagle McMahon's really throwing the disc well? Like that guy's
with
like,
his right hand.
If either one of those two get on a heater, we're all in trouble. That's all there's to it.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, thank you so much for being with us. This is the Barely Stable podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X.
Reddit.
Yes. You name it all. We're on it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for being with us. And remember, watch out for those iron leaves and just be cool.
Be cool.
Time, weather, and
Always.
case.